Hello there! In this podcast, we're going to discuss the subliminal effects in advertising, but for that, we're going to explain concepts and a few things.
Subliminal information is any simulation of information is consciously exposed to recipient at a conscious level, trying to influence opinions and pushing decisions without anyone nothing.
And this term comes from the intersection of sub and liminal. In other words, it's below our brain's conscious threshold. This stimulus can impact any of our senses, but mostly researched and tested is the sight and hearing of the public.
Many companies like include information that is not necessarily subconscious, but they can convey suggestions, ideas, or feelings even the consumer doesn't notice at first glance.
And who created this term? The year was 1957, and Vince Packard, an English journalist who launched the book Behind the Persuaders, presented a way for advertisers to influence their consumers' behavior with the idea of subconscious messages. And it is the first time that the concept of subliminal advertising has been introduced to the public, stressing that we are not always in control of our minds. And in the same year, James Vickery, an American working in the field of market research and marketing, released the results of a study on the influence of subliminal images on people in a movie theater.
Vickery claimed to have inserted the frames of a movie sentence with orders such as eat popcorn and drink Coke, where the duration was 3,000 of a second and repeat 20 times a minute during the projection. Even perceptibly to the eye, the phrase reached people's subconscious, influencing to the carriers other witches. After reporting this data from the experiment, movie sellers have increased numerously. Vickery stated that the image had a persuasive effect and the study generate a hug debate and racial ethical questions.
And two very famous examples are Amazon and FedEx. In the first scene, there is an arrow from A to Z transmitting the store concept, which has it all. And the arrow also indicates a smile, which makes a good impression on the consumer. Yes, I'm very good, dude. I'd like only a soda fresh to get even better.
AKT, a company belonging to Silverstone's group, invited a caprice of subliminal information. Its concept to display information quickly in the program, the speed is not fast enough to make our concert aware. The result was considered rude and intrusive, but increased the brand's national visibility, even outside its target circle.
While there is no evidence that subliminal advertising is objectively stimulating consumer sense is a good way to establish emotional connections by decreasing the distance between the brain and the consumer.
Well, those are examples and brief instructions of this subject. Thank you for your attention. Bye!